Welcome to the Big Cat Lounge podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm KZ and I'm here with Big Cat Chad. Today's guest represents Indonesia. She is moving towards her goals to help thousands of people escape the labyrinth of information and enable them to expand their wealth. She recently passed the CFA Level 1 exam and enjoys analyzing and predicting financial information. Her passion and positive energy is apparent throughout her peers. She has competed and won real case competitions that help generate a solution to the world's complex problems. We welcome Linggar to the Big Cat Lounge podcast.
Hello.
Okay, hi.
Hello, Linggar. Welcome to the Big Cat Lounge.
Hi, so yeah, I'm very good, and I think the opening was just to greet, like, thank you so much.
We're a Deloitte finalist. Is that correct? Deloitte like top 6 finalists. You partake in a lot of business case studies, right?
Yes, I joined some of them. That's right. And you have been in Deloitte, yeah, for a financial controller, something else.
Yeah, I did like project controller work. So I helped manage various different budgets for different projects. One of the projects I was in was in international development. So it was emerging markets. So it was all over. We had projects in Israel for the West Gaza, also like in Haiti. So just a variety of different projects. And for me, I was managing the budgets and making sure profitability was meeting like the partners' expectations and just helping like with level of effort. So it was a variety of different financial skills, but it's interesting because you can, always pivot to many different roles. Finance or just business in general is a very open industry. There's so many different opportunities within it.
Oh, that's really cool. I see that it's like a well-rounded program, yeah.
Yeah, it really is, and a lot of it is, when you work for an organization like that, there's a certain level of standard that you have to meet, and there's a lot of like firm initiatives and just a lot of things that you have to do above and beyond your 9 to 5. So it's just it's very good. It helps some people that are able to get in it. It helps take their career a different path. But it just depends. Some people, they don't. It just depends on how you are and what you want to do. There's many different opportunities. It doesn't even need to be corporate. It can be entrepreneur route. It just depends on what fits for you, for your needs.
Oh, that's cool. I also see that when I joined the Deloitte Risk Intelligence Challenge, I see that I'm amazed with the people in Deloitte. They seems like professional, like very good in presentation, problem-solving skills.
Today's sponsor is Anchor FM app. Go download the free Anchor app today to get started. You can find it at your Play Store or App Store. It's everything you need to make a podcast, and it distributes everything for you so it can be heard on multiple platforms such as Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and many more. This is what I'm currently using right now to edit and record my podcast, and you can do so from your phone or computer. And the tools are really easy to use to help document the Big Cat Lounge journey. So what are you waiting for? Go today and download it.
Our teams, well, we are creating analysis for a disruption in the industry, especially I choose the telecommunication industry, how they will adjust to the new situation with like 5G and how is the regulation, anything that we think about the risk and the reward.
Correct. Yeah, and with just working for some of these companies, it's just once again, it's like they just reiterate like hard work and ethic, and some of their principles. It's just one of those things like that it carries on to any other job because you've done it one place. You can always apply that methodology elsewhere. It's not necessarily just stuck with you. It's your skill sets that you learn. You can always apply it wherever you go.
So how about when you were in the Credit Suisse?
Yeah,
I
so
see you have been as assistant vice president.
yeah. So that's I was doing some reporting there, financial reporting. It's just a different there's different titles throughout various institutions. It's just a different title on the organization. But yeah, I was just helping doing the regulatory reporting itself to the financial regulators, to the Federal Reserve. And it was one of those things. It's just you have a limited time frame to get the data and to ship it out, and there's only so much you can do to scrutinize it, and you have to sign your name on it, so you really have to attest that you understand what you're receiving.
Oh,
Different level of controls. There's different everything that you do. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some things from business case studies. Like everything that you do, you have to have some form of framework and some control mechanism behind it. Otherwise, there's too much risk or things that are out of your control. So you just want to make sure there's always that oversight going on in whatever function you do to keep you in line and in check.
yeah. I agree. We have to like doing research until the root of the cause of the problem itself.
Mm-hmm. You just finished graduating your university. Is that correct? Did you finish, or you're almost done?
I wish I can almost done it. We are on a final. I'm working on my final thesis,
Oh, okay.
especially in finance.
Oh, that's exciting. And how does the process work to write your final thesis? How does it work? I'm not too familiar. I got my bachelor's in finance, but I didn't require to write a thesis or anything.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
I'm
So
lucky.
oh, that's cool. So yeah, I'm working and I'm doing research on market overreaction. I would like to know whether people in the market, investor, they overreact to some specific news or unspecified one. And yeah, the thing is, I think the most quite challenging, I think, is the lecture itself. Like, he has a lot of demands. So yeah, that's quite challenging, but I think that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We are now almost on the final step, and I wish I could finish my bachelor degree within 2 months, I think.
Oh,
It's
wow.
almost.
That's exciting. Yeah, you put in a lot of time and effort, right, into it. So to be able to almost be done, I'm sure it's a sign of relief.
Yeah, quite a lot. After we have like processing the data many times, we finally did the data. So it's just like the paper.
Yeah.
We just make it more clear.
Would you say that one of the things that you find is like, because nowadays there's so many different ways to consume information. You can go the traditional university route, or you can go like to like a specialty school, or you can learn online courses, YouTube. You can do Teachable. So there's many different methods of learning. So do you think by you taking the university route and you going through the business cases and having to interact with people, you think that provided you a lot of tremendous value thus
Oh,
far? I mean, you're almost done, right? What do you think thus far of your experience?
sure. I think like a business case competition, that's one of the most important or essential thing that I learned in the university, because I believed like everywhere that we work or just like usual life, we would face any problems, and we have to think how to solve this problem. And that business case like train my brain how to structure my point of view, how to present it in front of the other people. I think I learned a lot from that thing, and I believe since you have been in Deloitte, Credit Suisse, like you have like excel that particular skills, right? Like
Mm.
you have been in a presentation and business case something lots of time.
uh,
How is it?
yeah, it's interesting. It's just different. It's different type of work. Each day is different, so it's not like your routine, and it just makes you think about how to solve problems a different way. Your approach is always unique. It's always twisted, and that's a very good thing, because you don't want to have the same scope. You always want to make sure you're looking at things a different route. And so it's always helpful just to go through my day to day and to craft through the problems and to work through with my team how we're going to resolve it in a timely manner.
Yeah. You should like face lots of challenge, but also fun, right?
Yeah. With everything, there's always the ups and downs. But with being a project, there's really a lot that goes on with it, and it's up to us to implement and to see it through its end, to see results.
Oh yeah, I'm curious to know like what makes you try to start this big cat lounge, and yeah, how could it be? Seems like you have the finance background, and I don't think like many finance people would do such a thing. This is like very creative.
Actually, the idea and the vision was to have it as a casual lounge setting where you can just feel free to just converse what's on your mind and just to have an open dialogue. Because a lot of the times people feel, that they have to hold back, and, there's a lot of scrutiny going on these days. But for us, for Chad and I, we feel like it would be a good forum for people to speak what's on their mind, and just for the community to learn more of what's out there, and to learn from other people, learn different perspectives.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I also see like not many people would like to be sharing with others because they think that, oh, I'm not capable enough or something else, and you open this kind of community. I think this would be a great one, like open everyone's mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the hope. For me, like I've always thought about doing this for a long time, but it was really now more than ever, like during the situation that the world is in, you just have more time to just reflect. And now I'm like, nothing's guaranteed, so it's why not just capture conversations with friends and those that you're connecting with. It's a no-brainer. It just makes sense. Like that's just something you should do. You should be willing to knowledge share and give back. We're all blessed to be on this earth, so it's a big cat blessing, really.
So where are you calling in from? Did I hear Kyle say Indonesia?
Yeah, you know it. Like some people would. Oh yeah, I've met some people previously, and they don't know Indonesia, so I'm not surprised. And they just say, "Is it Bali?" So everyone is like, "Think, okay, Indonesia is in Bali, but Bali is just an island, if you know Bali."
Yeah, that's over there, like near Java, like Java and Bali is like all kind of like one island.
Yeah, specifically, I'm in Java. Yeah, I'm in Java, and I'm glad if you know Java. Like, not many people even don't know Indonesia.
Well, that's good. I ain't gonna lie, I had to look it up on a map.
Yeah, that's cool. Like that's the way how you know.
Yeah, but I love where it was on the map. I guess you're very far away. I think it said it was like a 20-hour plane flight to get where you are.
It's almost 12-hour difference here. So here is morning, like sunshine.
How did you meet Kyle or KZ?
So I can say that I'm quite active in LinkedIn because I see that LinkedIn is a good one community to build and you share together with each other. And one day I think that I see that Kyle he's open to connection, and I see, oh wow, this kind of person is like cool, and I'm amazed with him. So why don't we start to connect? And I believe we can share each other and create value. That's the point. Then he is approaching me, so oh my god, it's cool.
Well, very nice, very nice. So tell us about your financial background. What are you doing now? And then tell us, Kyle said that you competed in some competitions to solve financial problems.
Yeah, so my background, I'm currently studying finance and banking, yeah, in one of the most top universities, I think, in Indonesia, yeah.
What aspect of finance and banking are you studying?
Oh, this is basically more likely focus on the capital markets. So we learn about.
So what's that, like equities, bonds, real estate, etc.?
Perfect. Like we most likely focusing on equity. We're creating report, the recommendation. Oh, how's about this stock? Do you think how is the risk, the challenges? What is the main catalyst? Should we buy this stock or not? Something like that. That's quite interesting. Like this is real in the market. Like the market is going up or going down. We learn about that.
Is this more of for institutional investors or for individuals? Are you going to be working for institutional investors or individual investors?
Oh, that depends. So I think that question would relate to my internship. So currently I have an internship as a research analyst intern. Yeah, I'm creating a report, especially in consumer staples industry. So I pick some publicly companies in Indonesia, and I created analysis. Okay, based on this financial information, I would like to forecast. For the next few years, and how is it will going up or going down. So basically, I would not focus either on individual or institutional clients, but I created the report. So everyone that is our client in the company, they could read it and can use it as one of the references for recommendations buy or sell stocks.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So Kyle says you have your CFA, or you're working towards your CFA?
Oh, yeah, I just finished my CFA level 1. I think like everyone in finance or capital market industry, many of them would like to take that CFA. I just finished the level 1, so I have still another 2, like level 2 and level 3 to just get the holder. So it's still far along away, but I think everyone that is in finance background should take it, because it's like, oh my God, a brand new thing that challenge you beyond your limit.
Oh wow, yeah, I'll bet. Now, is this the one is this the degree that you have to do a lot of financial modeling?
Yes, we do. We do a lot of things.
Well, I worked for a private equity company for a little while in their M&A department. So I was in business development for M&A. But I know that all the M&A associates, and I was not an M&A associate, but I know all of them had to have all of them had to pass this financial modeling test.
Oh yeah.
And then there was one guy working on his CFA. So what do you want to go into once you get finished with school?
Yeah, so I would like to join in a capital market industry, like creating analysis, something like maybe as an analyst, resource analyst, or investment banking, maybe private equity is quite interesting, like M&A. So how is it your M&A? What are the most that you enjoyed working as M&A associate?
I'll answer that, but I did want to ask you what. So back to your question about M&A, or private equity. I probably got a different background than most, or a different experience, because my company was buy and hold forever. So they didn't buy companies and try to sell them in like 5 years. They actually had 130 companies and they had never sold one. But it was interesting because they already had like sales and marketing companies that they bought, accounting, IT technology, different software as a service platform, and then they would give it to their companies at a reduced price. And then they would let the CEO borrow money and not have to pay it back till they bought the company back from him or her. So they would actually either try to acquire it outright, or if the CEO wanted to do a partial acquisition, they would actually let the CEO stay on and have full autonomy to run the company, with their same short and long-term vision. So that was pretty interesting. But I liked what I did because I would get to call up CEOs and investment bankers and brokers and different people, and try to get a conversation started to see if an acquisition makes sense. So, but it was pretty interesting because I got to work in a variety of different industries, and we were trying to buy different types of companies. Everything from IT, software, data as a service, software as a service, a whole host of other things. So that was just pretty interesting learning. It was actually interesting learning to see what businesses had been created that you would never think of that were like worth millions of dollars. That was what was really kind of eye-opening. Then I remember that they had bought this one company that had 5 employees in a garage, but they were making $12 million in revenue and $5 million in EBITDA with 5 employees in one garage.
Wow. You've been in meeting many sort of people, and then you have worked on many projects, like many different projects, many different industry. Like, which one is the most that you like?
Well, they wouldn't really do startups, so they actually tried to go for like the top 1 or 2 or 3 companies in the industry and buy them. But the one I liked the most, I liked it all. Like, I started out in software. I'm kind of glad I like trying to buy, like software as a service companies. A lot of those CEOs had spent all of their money on developing the platform, and they didn't have any money or a sales and marketing team. But they had this beautiful platform, but they'd spent every last dollar they had, making the platform over 2 to 3 to 4 years. The software was a good start because that was kind of an easy sale to try to get them to the table, and then like it kind of got more difficult. We started going after like different insurance companies and technology. But the IT was interesting because I got to learn about data centers. They were actually trying to acquire data centers and cybersecurity services and all different things like that. I talked to this one guy who turned his whole data center into crypto mining or cryptocurrency mining.
Whoa!
For managed services anymore, but this was when Bitcoin was at like 10,000 plus. But he was like saying how much ridiculous money he had made because he said he had got into Bitcoin. And then selling server space with those Bitcoin mining like servers. He got in when it was at like 3,000 a coin. He said back before it ran all the way up to like 20.
Whoa!
It's just very interesting conversations. It's interesting looking at these multi-million-dollar companies, and you're like, how does somebody even get into something like this? It's like, how does anybody even start or get into this? It's just such an obscure company. One cool company I talked to, they said they had a haptic keyboard response to where they claimed that somehow they could measure your vibrations and keystroke speed and things of that nature, and the computer would know if it's you or not based on how you're typing in passwords. And like, so he said you could have my password, and if it's not me, you won't be able to log in. So he said he went in front of like DOD and said, hey guys, here's my password, see if you can log in. And then or do you look at the market as a whole with what you're studying, or are you focusing on certain verticals and industries like technology or manufacturing or?
Oh, yeah. So on my research, I'm focusing on manufacturing, consumer staples industry like biscuits, milks, snacks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm focusing on that stuff, and the most interesting thing is that we have to do the channel check, right? And I'm the one, I like eating snacks very much, so I can just go to the mini market, take a look at it. Okay, how is the price? Oh, it's going up. Like, how is the consumer behavior? Do people bought a lot of stuff? Are they queuing in the mini market, in the supermarket? And how is it, especially in this COVID, right? Like, this pandemic create changes a lot.
Your hottest consumer goods pick?
Yes. I have a Mayora. You know the company Mayora Indah. This is like they export to many countries. I don't know whether you know it or not. I'm currently working on that. Although, you know, at the beginning, I'm not interested in consumer staples industry because I think, okay, that's somehow like the daily needs, but I would like to try something new, you mean, like more challenging. So at the beginning, I was interested to try the mining industry. Like,
Oh, the mining, precious metals. Precious metals are probably going to go up when things get bad, right?
Yeah. That mining. But yeah, and then I realized that, oh my God, mining is a sunset industry. So why should I take an analysis for that just for a few years before the renewable energy would be like very popular in 2030, right?
Well, it's like I think there's like over 100 raw elements in a smartphone. They say you almost have the whole periodic table in a smartphone. You have so many. So, have you ever traveled to the United States?
I wish soon, like really soon, like I wish. I'm always like dream like traveling all around the world, and US might be one of my destination for sure. I've been in Asia so long, never been there. Could you share how is a bit like people out there, and what can I expect if I went there?
Well, it just depends on where you go and what you're looking to do. But everybody's pretty friendly in the United States.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty diverse, but it just depends on like what your industry is and where you're trying to go. Each city has their own like uniqueness to it, like their own type of culture.
Oh, that's cool. How about in your city? How is it?
My city's pretty good. I'm in the Queen City of North Carolina, known as Charlotte. It's different. It's a bigger city. It's the third largest financial district in the U.S. So you got New York, and then you have San Francisco, and then you have Charlotte. So there's just a lot of traffic. But Chad will explain Raleigh. Raleigh's a different environment. It's a different vibe.
Yeah, I live in Raleigh. It's more of it's starting to kind of grow up to try to be a big city. Really, it's growing up really fast in the last couple of years. But Raleigh's still kind of laid back. It's not really a big city with super crowded. The traffic's pretty bad. It still takes about an hour or more to get anywhere if you're traveling. Other than that, the vibe in Raleigh is really chill and laid back. You got RTP here. So you've got something called Research Triangle Park, and we have a lot of universities. And they said that this little area has the highest concentration of PhDs in the United States because you got three of the top universities within like 20 miles of each other here.
Wow, that's like a unique city.
Yeah, and then they got Research Triangle Park, which is probably like 30 to 40 miles of just like some of the biggest like biochemical companies, pharmaceutical. Some of the largest companies are headquartered here.
Whoa, that's cool.
What about in Indonesia? What are some of the bigger companies that come out of there? I'm not really too familiar.
Some of the biggest companies that would, Unilever.
Oh, Unilever.
And then P&G, like most international companies here, like very big, and also Credit Suisse, Deloitte. Yeah, we have all of them.
Do you have any knowledge of the U.S. markets?
Yeah, I see that the U.S. market is just flying up within this last 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
And today the Dow future is getting up again after yesterday. It's dropped down, right? So I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, how is the market being so optimistic, and then it seems like stuck?
But yeah, I think that's the new normal. These 2% and 3% moves in one day.
Yeah, it seems like so like high volatility every day, like a surprise every single day when I open my eyes. You know, the U.S. market is just closed, and then I'm opening what's the news, what's happened today in the U.S. and then whoa.
It's been a wild ride. The past year has been a wild ride, or at least definitely the past 4 months. But look, there's been a lot of opportunities in all that volatility.
Yeah, that's been a lot of opportunity. Like my friend, I think he's gaining more than 50% in 2 weeks. I just say like, in the U.S. market. Oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah, but well, you know, it's one of those things. Like once you see those profits, you kind of gotta take it quickly because you don't know. Nothing's guaranteed. These gains and this volatility is unprecedented. Like you typically get this like, you know, only during a recession. You're never gonna see it again.
These are like generational opportunities.
It is. You're right. It truly is. This will separate people again. Like this will be another further separation of class again.
Hey, do you know that I read a statistic that in February when the markets got real bad, like February, March, the U.S. lost 50,000 millionaires.
Yeah. The most richest people, like they have their asset drop down more than 30% in just a few weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah, and depending on how long you need to stay in the market or can't get out, you know, depending on how young or old you are or where you're at on your, you know, plan. Because you're good. You're good if you can stay in a while and, you know, afford to take the risk. But if you need to get out in like a year or two, you're probably worried.
Sure, just in a few days or a few weeks, I'm just also worried about my investment. Like a year, I couldn't stand for it. I think in this kind of situation. How about you?
Yeah, I think people just try and monitor the daily charts, but you know, it just depends on your horizons. If you're gonna look at it every hour, you know, you may feel like you're addicted to it, and then you won't be able to do anything else. Like when the market's open, like most people are like constantly checking their phones. So to avoid that, what you could do is you could just set a limit, and then you don't have to really worry about it because you already know what you're expecting to get in and out with. So you already have your strategy done with. Because a lot of it is requires you to think. Like a lot of the decisions is just because you're thinking about it. But if you knew ahead of time, you can avoid that, and then you don't have to have any uncertainty.
Sure. You're right. Is that what you do in the market like these days?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. So right now I've just been playing options trading. I've been doing some calls and puts because it's crazy. The volatility is just crazy, and during these sideways type of markets, that's the only way you can really try and make any money. Is just try and like catch a trend, see if it's down or up, and try and hedge yourself as much as you can.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I also have I also would like to try that kind of option trading, but you know we don't have that one in Indonesia. We don't have. So we
they don't have that yet? Huh.
Yeah, it's not like very popular for derivative stuff such as option, put, and call. So we can't trading the option trading here in Indonesia. It's like in the US.
So for you, you'd need to open up an international brokerage account somehow. Is that how it works? And you need to get approval in Indonesia to open up that?
Can you just hop on like a Charles Schwab app or?
Oh, I think we have to open a brokerage, international brokerage account for us to trading outside Indonesia. That's the point. Yeah, bit complex. Yeah. Because you know when the market goes down, we cannot take some profit. So we just think like when would the market goes up, like what are the triggers, and then yeah, that's the perfect time to go to the stock market.
Yeah, y'all need some options. Kyle likes to buy options. He likes to trade options.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's volatility. It's a lot of volatility with options because any given day, so like any day that it moves 2 or 3%, your option can move 15 or 20 or 30%. So that's a lot of leverage.
Hey, do you all have do you all have ETFs in your markets?
Oh, it's not very popular here. We just have about less than 10 ETF here. You know, it's like, yeah, not very popular. The most popular investment here, I think, is stock market and then bond market.
Is it for the Indonesian stock markets, or is it for the Dow and the Nasdaq and the S&P 500?
Oh, we have Indonesian stock market. We have one, and yeah, that's quite popular. We usually trade for that. And you know, in my company where I do the research internship, like yeah, everyone it's a brokerage firm. So basically, we are doing the trading, and we recommend our clients what to buy, what to sell. Yeah, despite this volatility.
What's your investment strategy? Do you have a portfolio?
I have one. Yeah, I have one. Like, I think for these days, like few months before, everyone said like cash is king, right?
Right.
So yeah, so I just like much of my portfolio into cash and then within these few months also I put some money into the stock market just when I think they reached the bottom. So I just went it to I just waited to move up. And how is the investment strategy in the US? What you do instead of option?
Yeah, it just depends. Each person has their own method. There's a lot of individuals that try and figure out how to do it their own, or there's people that put their money to financial advisors, or people put it in ETFs is pretty popular here, I would say, just because it gives you exposure to various different sectors and segments where you'd have to,
instead of having to put it all into one stock.
Yeah, exactly. But it just depends. It really just depends on the individual itself and what they think. Right now, during these times, like DocuSign, which does like security for documents for notary for signatures. That's a big company right now that's been doing well. Telemedicine is doing well. Zoom conferencing right now, since we're on Zoom.
Yeah, that's great. Like Zoom is just like everyone use it, like very popular every single day. Oh my God, that's like $1 million profit.
Yeah, did you know all of their servers are in China?
Yeah. That's cool. Instead of the other thing, do you think like Google Meets or Google Hangouts, is it very popular also there? Like people use it?
Yeah. Most people that have iPhones, they use FaceTime, I would think, and then I think like maybe Google Hangouts and WhatsApp's pretty popular.
Whoa. Yeah.
What
I
about in Indonesia?
That's somehow popular, like especially for education. So university would use Google Meets because they have their own like email, right? At student or at something.com. So yeah, they will use that one, but for office, I think they'll use Zoom. And also, you know that I like Zoom because they have their virtual background, right? So it's like interesting when you meet someone and then you can just put another background. That's quite interesting, I think. You can change like every time. Have you tried it?
The backgrounds?
Yeah, so when you do a video call using Zoom, you can change your background. Like it's just interesting. You change like anything.
Is that on Zoom?
Yeah, that's through Zoom. That's quite interesting, but we can't do it in either Google Meets or other particular software. We can't do it. Just Zoom. Maybe you can try it like soon in the future. That's cool, really.
Oh, Kyle, tell her that it might cut off.
Oh yeah, in 9 minutes it'll because we didn't pay for Zoom. We're doing that trial. 40-minute time limit.
That's okay. Everyone just like doing same thing. I did the same thing also.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. Most people are doing the trials.
Zoom had signed over 1 million people, like within like 3 or 4 weeks when the COVID-19 hit. They had signed up like 1 million free accounts, 1 million trial accounts or something.
Yeah, and maybe people will get addicted to it. Oh my god, they just like brilliantly creative how to create such a thing. Hey, what you are doing during this COVID-19? You do a quarantine or social distancing too?
Oh yeah, we had a quarantine. We quarantined for about 60 days here, all the United States pretty much. What about y'all? Yeah, we wear masks now. My
Yeah,
state is voting tomorrow to try to make it illegal to not wear a mask when you go out somewhere.
yeah. That's really the same here. We also have to use masks, like everyone. If not, we'll have to pay a penalty, right?
What's the penalty?
Pay. We pay a penalty.
No,
We
I mean
pay
how
because
much?
we
How much is it?
It's 250,000 rupiah. So it would equals to, let me calculate first. How much dollar is this? It's about $18.
Okay, so your currency is the rupiah.
Yeah, 250,000 rupiah would equal to $18. What about the penalty in the US?
I don't know. Different places are probably going to charge different things.
So what's the average, the consensus?
I don't really know if there is a penalty, Kyle?
I don't think so. So they've tried to different cities and counties, they've tried to enforce their own rules. And some of them have put in curfews, and then if you don't abide by the curfew, you may or may not get arrested. But I don't know if you're getting fined. I think it's more of just they're just trying to make sure that you're not out and about.
Plus the public, plus all the public shames you. They shame you if you go out without a mask.
That's right. And oh yeah, I see that US. Oh my god, the number of people get infected is like crazy. And how do you anticipate yourself like doing that kind of situation?
We just try and make sure we get guests on the Big Cat Lounge podcast to keep ourselves occupied.
Absolutely.
Oh my.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all we can do during quarantine is really reflect and converse.
Yeah, that's quite converse. Like, oh my god, yeah, but this is so cool. I like the Big Cat Lounge, and the idea is so original. Like, I haven't met like anyone that give opportunity for everyone to express, really converse freely with others. This is like the real different, and I really appreciate it. Like both of you, oh my god, you guys are so cool, really.
Well, we appreciate you being on all the way from Indonesia.
Yep.
Like the big cat. Cool. I live in Indonesia, in Java, and yeah, I know about BCAT a bit. I see it on the website, and yeah, we rarely say like lion as a big cat. Big cat. Okay, that's cool.
Well, what makes a big cat is that it roars, and there's only 4 big cats that roar. So you're only a big cat if you roar. Yeah, so that's what separates a big cat for a little cat. Is the 4 big cats that roar, and they are the lion, the tiger, the leopard, and the jaguar. And they have a epihyal bone, a part of the voice box, or where it's supposed to be a bone, it's replaced by a ligament. So they got this special ability to roar, and you can hear them from like 3 to 5 miles away.
Oh, that's cool. I just know like the meaning how you say a big cat, but I see this is yeah.
Well, really, Big Cat is just picking on our friend. Like he would like. We have a friend that every time he sees us, he'll be like, "What's up, Big Cat? What's up, Big Cat?" So like we just started like picking on him a little bit with each other, and then all of a sudden, every time we saw each other, it was, "What's up, Big Cat? What up, Big Cat?" And then all of a sudden, it has just spread, and now the Big Cat. Now we've got Big Cat. People calling people Big Cat in Indonesia now. And we had Big Cat being said all over the United States. It was really funny.
Okay. So you have reached like Big Cat reached people all around the world. Yeah.
Big
Like
Cat
Indonesia,
International.
Big Cat goes international like everyone else. Yeah. So besides your job, your full-time job during the day, and then during the evening, you would do the Big Cat Lounge, like sharing with everyone else.
Yep, that's what we do.
Absolutely. And even at my job where I work downtown, we've got a special lounge called the Big Cat Lounge.
Huh? Really?
Yeah.
In your job?
Yeah, because my work thought it was really funny. Because I'm lucky. I work for one of my friends, and they thought it was really funny. So I came in one day, and they had renamed the office the Big Cat Lounge. It was so
Oh.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the Big Cat Lounge show. If the world wants to find out more about Linggar, where can they find?
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I would love to network with everyone. So you can just reach me through LinkedIn, Linggar Halim, and I would like to say thank you for you, Kyle, and this. I say like, oh my God, this is like a very, very cool lounge, the Big Cat Lounge, where everyone can really converse. So yeah, everyone just follow them because they share like a good sharing with the others, and also I personally like this community.
We are accepting applications if you think you have what it takes to be a big cat and be a guest on the show. Email us at bigcatlounge@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to the Big Cat Lounge podcast. Hope to see you soon.